Reality check, man, from a year device, you know. You know what's the time, you know it's aromatic realistic TV. Anyway, today we are looking at what does the future holds for one Vybz Kartel, Addy the Daddy, the teacher. And my angle, it's look gloomy. It does not look good. And the reason why I say is that the Privy Council reject preliminary application for convicted dancehall artist Vybz Kartel. You know what I said? Privy Council reject preliminary application for convicted dancehall artist Vybz Kartel. In the court of law, they say you are innocent until proven guilty. A lot of us know what take place with Vybz Kartel trial. But before I go any further, I don't condone with any form of immorality or anything that is bad. On the other hand, I'm not saying Kartel did it, and I can't say he did not because I was not there. But I'm just going by this report right now. There was no professional forensic report at Vybz Kartel trial when they first convicted him. And we know that when he was incarcerated, his phone was using. So I'm saying to myself, if you have so much evidence to put away a man, why you have to tamper with the system? Because if when he was incarcerated, the phone was still a use, it simply means they are tampering with evidence. And they convict him on that. See? So what happened now is that the Vybz Kartel lawyer said, okay, we're gonna hire a forensic specialist. I think the forensic specialist flew to Jamaica in the presence of the DPP and all of them. Do what I'm have to do. Gather them intelligence and say, okay, we're gonna submit this to the Privy Council. Fair enough. Now, the Privy Council reject and say they won't be using any new evidence in his appeal going forward. What evidence was there that they convict him of in Jamaica? That's what they are going to use going forward. I'm saying to you who out there who is watching, if you find yourself in a run-ins with the law and you get incarcerated and you know that evidence is out there, one, it's either can free you, or two, you can remain behind bars. Either way, you would love for that evidence to come in the court of law. Am I right? Or I'm wrong? I said if that evidence is out there, and you know the evidence is out there, and that evidence can either free you, one, two, you remain behind bar, but you would still want that evidence to come in the court of law. Right? That's all the Vybz Kartel lawyer is asking for. We obtain or we hire a forensic specialist who check out the phones and find that there was breaches and present this evidence to the Privy Council and them reject it. Them reject it. But the thing about it, what we need to understand is that some of us, when it come on to like a ghetto youth or a garrison youth or a youth from a low income family, we quick to run out. Be the judge, the lawyer, and the prosecutor. You see, when somebody from uptown or somebody with some money, you say sweep it under the rug. Them have money, nothing now gonna come out of it. It can't be two law, brother. It must be one law. And this is the reason why I don't watch CVM, I don't watch TVJ, and I don't listen nationwide. Because nationwide, TVJ, CVM, fake news. Seeing them show you what them want you to know. Them twist up the things and get it confused. And you as a little man can't get to the bottom line because you only look to them saying to gather your information. And when you sit down around on TV and watch it and whatever them attack say, because most of the time them come talk, the little man in the ghetto, the guys not even understand what them attack say. Seeing, and that is where most of the man in the ghetto, the garrison, draw their conclusion from and try a youth. So what I mean? And try a youth. So enough man go say, boy, Vybz Kartel in this, in that, and in rare because them plaster it over CVM, them plaster it over TVJ, them plaster it with the government mouthpiece nationwide, and them just pump it out, they pump it out, they pump it out there. So the whole Jamaica now, that them a sing, Vybz Kartel charged for murder. Vybz Kartel this, Vybz Kartel that. If you know we're so sure, why you not tamper with the evidence? That's all I'm asking. The next thing, and this is the reason why I said there is two laws in Jamaica. You have a prominent attorney at law, Patrick Bailey, who represent the Prime Minister of Jamaica. It's alleged, seeing that a man was found murdered in his upper St. Andrew home. Patrick Bailey. A man was found murdered in his upper St. Andrew home. Seeing the police report at the time said there was no forced entry into the home. And they send out a briefing. Their statement was that this man was either a gardener or something. But when they get to the nitty-gritty of the argument, this man have a whole heap of money. And Patrick Bailey was representing the man. You hear what I say? It's alleged Patrick Bailey was representing the man. But then say, then find murder in a Patrick Bailey house. The attorney that was representing the Prime Minister of Jamaica at the time, Patrick Bailey. So them send a narrative out there, say this man either some landscaper or this man or some. When you get to the nitty-gritty, the man having money and this attorney, Bailey, is working for the man. Now I'm saying the evidence is there, for you to convict Bailey. And you don't convict Bailey. But you're going to use evidence where you have to tamper with and send with Vybz Kartel a prison. And now the youth and in team get a forensic specialist who go over the phone And all what them need to do is for that evidence to submit in the court for them to hear it out. That's all them ask for. Hear this part of evidence or see this part of evidence. And the court said, no, we don't want to see that. What them convict you within a Jamaica, it we are used going forward. That is the reason why they say it look bloomy and it not look good for the artists. Because if them go and continue to triumph on the evidence that them have already, brother, it not look good for the artists. See, you have to watch the media, you know, and watch how the media play. This young lady named Donnelly Donaldson, see, was murdered. And it was some bloggers, you know. Dr. Love them and Andre Stevenson them and Wayne Lonesome them and couple other bloggers, you know, run with the thing, you know, and get it up to speed. And now it seems like it boiled down like nothing now. Come out of it. The other day we see about 3 or 4 policemen. This female in St. Elizabeth. Seen where them kidnap her. Carry go supermarket, carry go ATM, and then they must molest her. And it's only one of those police was charged. I'm just simply saying that to say this. A Donnelly Donaldson that was murdered. It was bloggers who take it and run with it. Seeing the police officer them that kidnapped the young lady the other day. Came go ATM supermarket and was a raper or something, brother. The same thing, blogger, you know, hearing that the media did not take that and make it continue to circle in the news. They buried it. But when it come on to a Vybz Kartel, brother, you have CVM, brother, TVJ, brother, nationwide, brother, and for weeks, them just have it out there and they push it over Jamaica. For months, them have it out there and they push it over Jamaica, brother. Because what? It's a youth from the ghetto. And the youth has seen like him go somewhere. Because he might make some serious money. He might make some youth around him and live good. He might make some people in a community and live good. And them not love that because them not love to see when ghetto youth elevate. So them use them, brother, and plaster the youth over the media and make Jamaica now have this youth Vybz Kartel as one of the biggest murderer, as one of the wickedest thing as ever exists on planet Earth. And no found not even know the youth. But them use the media to stain the youth. Them use the media to show a different side of the youth from the youth personality in general. But what they need to run with, them not run with it. But anytime it's somebody from the garrison, the ghetto, or from the low income, they find a pleasure, the joy to just run with it and just plaster it over the media. And as I said before, 90% or 95% of Jamaica look to receive their information from the news outlet. And whatever they sit around their TV and hear them say, whatever the Prime Minister say, whatever John Jackson Miller then say, whatever Cliff Hughes then say, that is gospel for them. That is their reality. See, knowing that most of these people don't even do little reading or little research for themselves to understand, to get to the bottom line of the thing. That's what I mean. Them just run with whatever these people say over the media. Sure. You understand? And tarnish the youth. I said I don't condone in nothing that is wrong. I cannot say Vybz Kartel is guilty, and I'm not gonna say he's not, because I wasn't there. But all I'm saying, if you have such rich evidence, why when the young man was incarcerated, his phone was still using? That is tamper with evidence. You understand? And they get a forensic specialist now to go and review those phones in the presence of the DPP them, and to submit this to the Privy Council for them to get a fair trial. Any decent human being, any human being in this world who find themselves in some problem, and they know that this is gonna be, this can mash up my life. It's either I'm gonna spend the rest of my life in prison or I'm gonna get released back to the society out there. You and me would love for that evidence to present in court. Wouldn't you love for that evidence to present in court? Rather it's gonna keep me behind bars or it's gonna set me free. But if evidence is out there lingering, I would love for that evidence to present in front of the court of law. Not even that. You can't get the youth. You understand? It's not that the appeal is not gonna take place. The appeal is still gonna take place. But what they are telling him that they are not gonna use no new evidence in his trial going forward. Whatever evidence he was convicted of in the court of law in Jamaica, that's what the Privy Council gonna use going forward with his appeal. You understand? But as I said, they use the media, the CVM, the TVJ, the JLP mouthpiece nationwide to paint Kartel like the youth is a demon, the youth are the devil from the pit of hell. And the wickedest thing, and the worst thing Jamaica has ever seen. They use the media to do that. You understand? But a Donnelly Donaldson, who no hide it. The police, them, who kidnapped the girl the other day, no hide it. You understand? The permanent attorney at law, Patrick Bailey, who represent the Prime Minister then, man was murdered in a house and brush it under the door and make it stay down there, so. But when it come on to a Vybz Kartel, a rising star, a product of the ghetto, a youth who they liberate some people in the ghetto. Make some people can live in a good house, sleep in a good bed, make some youth can go to school regular. Bus artists around him and make youth have money and know. Say, listen, me life enough for one set of people. Life is for us all. Gonna sink him. This is not just as all we see it. Political driven, brother. Political driven. This is not just all about how you see the thing and see look how we and it looks. That's what I mean. Why wouldn't you want the youth to present his evidence? Because you convict him without a professional forensic report and those mobile that you convict the youth with in the first place. And now the youth get professional, specialists in this field. Seeing them gather some intel. Seeing and want to use this intel to put into their trial going forward and not deny them from that. That means to say, no, look, fishy. The whole thing fishy, brother. Seeing innocent until proven guilty. There was evidence that was out there that was lingering around. Right? That did not present in the first trial. Now we obtain those evidence. Wouldn't you want to see them evidence in my trial going forward? Yes, I would want to see it. Because it's either gonna make me or it's gonna break me. It's gonna keep me behind bar or it's gonna free me. Then why wouldn't you want the youth evidence to go forward? Why not deny the youth the opportunity of bringing new evidence? See, when me there here saying, me I watch Law and Order, ID, that's what I mean, forensic file. Sometimes it take man 10, 15, 20, 30, 40 years to solve a case. And them only solve it through forensic. That's what I mean, specialists. So why you not deny the youth? Why not I deny the youth from bring the evidence? Saying that the forensic specialists discover. Why not I deny the youth that opportunity to present this evidence? Can you convict him without that evidence? You know? You not convict the youth without a professional forensic seeing evidence in the court of law. And now the youth them obtain them thing through them lawyer, through a professional, and now I deny the youth. You know, sister, the thing fishy, man. The thing fishy and raw all over, brother. But as me say, the media, them when used to paint it and paint the youth as a monster, demon, from the pit of hell, the worst, the wickedest thing Jamaica has ever seen. I saw the media paint him, you know, the TVJ, the CVM, the Nationwide. You know, see it? And Patrick Bailey, permanent attorney at law, who used to represent the Prime Minister of Jamaica. Murder, man murder in a house, and him still out there and I walk up and down. Dana Lee, man still out there to walk up and down. You know what to put, you know, interest pan. And as me say, anything from the product of the ghetto, want to see what going to elevate the ghetto. Open the youth them around them eyes and make them know so you are fraud. You know, go and take them down. That's what I mean. You know, go and take the youth them down. I'm saying to the artists, you know, look good, brother. You know, look good on your side. You look bloomy. But still keep your finger crossed. Because Jah is Jah. And Jah rule us all. Blessed love. And stay tuned to Aromatic Realistic TV. Remember, as I said before, if you're not subscribed yet, just go over YouTube and do so. Until then, we chat again. Jamaican, walk good. And live good. Much love. I'm out.